farmers, it's River here, and I am back for another episode of Canadian National Map, version 3. And if you remember from the last episode, we had a lot of wood chips and a lot less money. So it has taken, I'm not sure what the in-game time was. I didn't look, with the last recording, but I know it's probably been at least 2 hours. Maybe more than that. I don't think it's been 3 hours, but it has been quite a chore to sell off all these wood chips. I did it in a couple different stages, just with other stuff to do. But so here we are with the final load, and we have gotten ourselves. I think we had about $18,000 before this whole thing started. So we have amassed over $300,000, and that has kind of got me thinking. I think we're going to take this one. Let's see here. See, we kind of just crushed the economy. Even with restarting a few times, the price tended to jump up. So this last one we're going to take to Train Power Plant. But I also wanted to show you how we're making out with the fields. Now, I did something here. I'm not sure what happened, but this was planted just like the rest of them. But when I went and visited this guy, just to see what the price of field 6 would be, it turned it back to cultivated. See that? No crops grown. Little dots down there, I guess. So there is some issue, I think, when you just simply turn the fields back to purchasable. It didn't seem to, something happened. I think there's probably some script that you need to update the status of each of the people or the field so that the missions jive with it. But I do want to, once this thing gets full, you can see how long it takes. This, is certainly not the most efficient, way of doing this. It's really not been the driving back and forth that's been the issue. It's just been waiting for this conveyor to fill this thing up. Well, it looks like we got more than, we've got 2 more loads left. Well, this will be enough for now. This will be enough to accomplish my goal, which I will get into in a minute. All right, so let's take this up so you guys saw the first couple sales. You'll see this final sale. Now, most of them ended up going to the train or the sawmill, which is over to the left. I'm sorry, to the right there. As a matter of fact, this will be one of the first trips I took up here. Though I would have taken more had I not left the game, and again, the price for the sawmill went back up to around 300 each time. So, I cheated like once. The other times I legitimately just had to go do other things. So, but anyway, we'll get this sold off, and then while we're up this way, we can head out there and do a couple things. I guess we'll just drag this back around with us, or maybe we'll just take the fertilizer cart with us. Fertilizer tractor. Though this one I think is faster. So this is the train power plant. It's right up here, and then the power plant itself takes wood chips, which is similar to previous versions of FarmSim. Alright, so let's get this guy sold. So, what I would like to do is get field number 3 fertilized, but I would also like to purchase field number 6. I know we started out with the intention of purchasing a combine, but here's my thinking. The combine, while it will make us money, will not make us as much money as owning another relatively large field, if that makes sense. And the other thing is I couldn't really afford, even now, I just probably have enough to get, the combine that I would want, getting in that ballpark of 300,000, because these are some pretty big fields on this map. That's, they're no joke size fields. So I really don't want to deal with a bunch of small equipment necessarily. I'd rather, take advantage of the lease thing. Where the heck am I going? I rarely go up this way. I want to go up one more street, right? No. I want to go over this way. Can I cut through? No. Yeah, I'm over there. Yeah, here we go. So there's my plow over there, but here's this. We're going to need the plow fairly soon after we purchase the other field, but let's take a look real quick. We'll hop out here. We'll just leave this guy right here. And if I hit escape, you can see that on this field we're the medium shade of blue. So we want to get back out there, get this fertilized. I think we're, as far as the growth, wrong way. As far as the growth goes, I believe we're at this third shaded green. I don't think we're at this, we're not at the dark green yet, so. All right, so let's hop in this guy real quick. And then what I want to do is let's run over to field 1 real quick. And it's the closest. It's right over here, it's on the way kind of thing. Do we have enough fertilizer? Yeah, it looks like we do. Didn't really use much fertilizer, so let's go down this road. Stop here real quick and hop out. Now let's just see what happens if I come over here and say we got crops in the field. Everything's at the same stage, which I think is, like I said, that third shade of green. So let's hit R, and there it goes. Like, you know, I can already see in the background. There you got a minute. See, like his mission warning: mission progress is not saved. Would save or quitting. Yeah, that's fine. So his mission somehow isn't correctly coordinated with the state of the field, I think is what it is. So, you know, there must be some link in there. I mean, that really wasn't my concern. I don't intend to do any missions, but if you have a map and you are expecting to do missions, that, you know, it's sort of a problem, I think, at that point. I can't see anything behind us, so we're just going to go and hope nobody's there. Yeah, these mirrors leave something to be desired. Alright, now the last time we did this field, we left a little tiny sliver, I think, up here that was unsprayed. So I am going to... I didn't think I was going to hit him. Let's get over here, get the GPS going while we're... Alright, so we get the GPS on. And I'll pop that open for a minute, makes it a little easier. So I'm going to move this guy over a bit. Now, you know, I could probably drive over this way where we can see what we're doing. Can't really see because the stupid... How many cars are coming? Good lord. Yeah, see, we're still could probably just move. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but yeah, see, that's probably good now. So let's get back. Let's get over in line and then we'll get this guy unfolded. Hopefully nobody hits it while it's unfolding. Guess we can pull into the field a little bit more. Yeah, so we probably missed that. So let's do this. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit save again. So course 1 here, hopefully, again, we can't type in to say what we see, but hopefully we'll remember that it's for field 3 here. Alright, so let's raise up these arms because, hey, why not? Alright, so I am ready to spray some field. GPS on, yeah. So I did have a question for you guys. I have watched a little bit of the videos that I have made. And I'm not so sure that sitting here staring at this would be any better for me if I was watching YouTube videos than sitting here looking at this, or even, let's close that for a second. You know, this would normally be what I'd see. I don't know. You know what I mean? I've never really played with the cab view. I mean, I enjoy it. It's certainly more, for me, playing. I think the next step, and I'm working on getting another monitor for an little bit older computer I have, a little less powerful than this one. Anyway, getting the steering wheel set up and trying to set that up so I can do the steering wheel with Farm Sim. That's probably after Christmas kind of project, maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't mind doing it. Like I said, it's definitely more immersive, but you know, I would certainly want to keep doing the in-cab as far as driving goes. I find it different but enjoyable. Sorry, folks. Let me know what you think. I mean, is it, you know, do you get the idea kind of thing, and you just as soon watch from outside the cab? You know, it's not like I'm just following the stupid GPS anyway. So, all right. Well, anyway, let me be quiet. Finish spraying this field. It won't take long. Guys, here we are, just about done. I wanted to point out, 3/4 of the time, you get too cheap about the other side of the field and we miss that spot. Look how much overspray we got. You know, it's just pretty rare that a field's just the right exact size for doing whatever you're going to do. So, anyway, so never hurts to have a little overlap, I find, when you get started. Once in a great while you regret it, but not that much. More often than not, you miss the other end of the field, and this end's got 20 extra feet there, overhang. All right, so after we get done this, we'll run over and buy field 6. And I don't know if we have enough spray in here, but we got some spray up by the shop. I might just throw the rest of that in here. Let's get this guy folded. What happened to my camera? For some reason my tracking thing stopped. Oh, did I hit the... I hit the stupid... Never mind. I hit the button to stop the tracking, and it stopped, just like it should. So let's head back up to the store real quick, which is on the next street over. I might even go 2 streets over. Can I go up? Yeah, let's go up this way and just see what it looks like. Yeah, I can go up this way and then cut over. Pretty sure. Can't really see it from here. Straight up that way, though. Get this guy topped off. Yeah, eventually we'll have to get some cows. I see we have some kind of storage areas there. Haven't really looked at the map much. Like I said, this has been more about learning the head tracking and anything else. Alright, so we want the liquid fertilizer, which is the one with like the 5-gallon jug on it. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, so whatever we got in here, I don't know how much we have left, but it should be oh, you know what, we don't want to do this yet. We need to plow first, don't we? Yep, there it goes. Alright, well we do want this over here. Or do we? No, we gotta go get the other tractor. So why don't we just take this guy, it's not far. So I want to try to avoid teleporting a little bit and see how that goes. Actually drive around. I know I do teleport, but it's not going to teleport everywhere. Where I probably will teleport is in those places that just sort of make sense. In other words, if I've got to go all the way back down someplace, just, you know, to bring 3 pieces of equipment over, there's just, you know, I'm just not going to run the whole way. Alright, so let's drop that guy off. We can leave the weight on, which will only help us, I think. I don't have the drive control, by the way, if you guys didn't notice. Seems to be causing a few problems. Alright. So what we'll do is, like we did the last time, is once we buy the field, we'll expand it out. When we bought field 3, if we had just... we also have trees to cut down, don't we, possibly? Which way we want to go? This way. Fine. So, do we need to cut some trees? Yes. I don't know. Are those yeah, well, no, the power line's kind of in the way too. So we'll leave these trees go. We got a lot of room up the top of that field up here, don't we? Alright, let's look and see. Yep, 283,000. So let's buy this field. There we go. So we only got 50 grand left, which hopefully will be enough to lease a decent size harvester. Yeah, do we make this field wider? Maybe a little bit this way, not much. You know, don't need to be too close to those power lines. Let's just take a run around the field real quick. And see what... Yeah, we've got a lot up here that we're going to expand on. I see some trees up ahead, but I think they're sort of like part of that house. I don't think we... Yeah, so that's all off. I see power lines, but I think we'll go, you know, a good amount wider here. I don't know where I really counted the property line, but we're going to just assume we own all of this, and we'll, you know, this, yeah, that one guy's kind of in the way. So is this guy. But we may come out to here. Why not? This is a big area. You know? And then Yeah, see, we'll just cut the corner over there around it. Yep. Alright, so those power lines aren't in line with each other. This one seems like it's further out, doesn't it? Let's get the GPS going. And I'll take this guy and put it on, and let's turn this guy 90 degrees, and let's see what happens when we do auto width 5. Let's hit P. Let's hit this. Garage. Where'd the plow go? We just did we lease the plow? Oh yeah, we leased the plow. I never forgot we had leased the plow. All right, in any event, 4.9 is the width. So let's take this guy down a little bit. And take that. Yeah, see, that's all right. Let's unfold this guy. And I'm just going to click on this. Get this guy relatively straight. And now let's do an auto width. All right, 5.3. Let's bring that back down to, it's a little painful to do so. 4.7, that way we don't miss too much. And then we want to bring this offset down just a hair, maybe. And I'll get my line straight over here, so we're not, we'll go to, we're not hitting this one. That looks pretty good, so let's run out to the road and we'll use our field deleter thingy. This is the one we want to be on, so we'll get a nice straight start. Turn that back on. Yep, this is exactly how I want it. But it looks like it's going to hit that thing, doesn't it? Alright, that's pretty good, I think. And then we're going to hit Y to turn on create new fields. No, it didn't hit. we go, guys. We're on the last leg of the trip here. At first, I kind of wanted to go further out that way, but it's a big enough field for the equipment I have. I'm, definitely going to try to lease the biggest tractor we can. I might even go sell off that little rest of the bit of the wood chips as far as the combine goes. But then again, we will have time. We will have. I don't know if we will have time. I guess we have that other field will come ripe. I think I may cut a few more wood chips just to make sure we can lease, slightly bigger. Well, we'll see. Let's just see what we can afford as far as a lease goes. But this has been quite a plowing. This is a big field, It's not the end of the world, but you're talking hours of work to get this whole thing plowed. This is going to be a lot of money with whatever we plan in it. Now we're going to stick with, just for the sake of not having much money, we'll stick with. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there. Something popped up and closed the window slightly. Not sure what you guys saw. In any event, so we're going to stick with something like wheat or something we can harvest and plant with the equipment we already have. Wheat or barley, or I think we already got soybeans. All right. Oops, we don't really need to turn that. Let's see. Can we fold it from this side? Yep. And let's turn off Y. Not that I think it matters. And let's get this guy. Let's turn off our course play. We'll get this guy parked back up. We got some grass growing through the road. And we'll go get the field deleter thingy. And we'll clean up all our corners in particular, but also straighten up the edges of the fields. Oh, we got a lot of traffic, huh? We're going to go right in front of the red car. Go around this guy, slow pokes. I guess we'll go down this street here. So, we'll get this field straightened out, and then we'll call it an episode. I think that'll be a good place to stop. I didn't record a lot of what I did there just because it was, I'm learning that the file, even though it would be nice to fast forward through huge sections and play you guys some music, it really just doesn't work out that well for, I think if I had bigger, more powerful computers, it might be fine, but it's sort of one of those eats up an infinite amount of RAM kind of situations, That's something I don't necessarily have. Each segment of this could be like, about 8 gig, so it's significant, All right, I need to focus. There we go, close enough. It's in. Now what are we doing? Where's the deleter thingies over here, right? I want to put it on the front. And I really don't think I need this weight. So let's just leave the weight kind of right here where we can pick it up fairly easily. And we'll come back in the next episode and we'll get the harvest planted. I was talking about spraying, and that's because that's what I'll probably do in the future is spray it and then cultivate and seed it, and the cultivator seeding fertilizer, and that way we can get all that done in one shot. So we'll get, before it even grows, we'll get 2 fertilizing, and I feel like that's more realistic in actuality. I want to come right here, and I kind of want to be about this far away from that thing. I don't think there's any reason to be that much closer. So let's turn this back on, and I'm going to click on the course play just so I get the mouse. And we're going to auto adjust our width, and let's move it back over this way slightly, and then we'll go down the other end and we'll start and come back. So let's get on this row actually. By the way, those electrical towers are not collidable. So, all right, so we'll get all this cleaned up before we go. That's where I accidentally put the plow down. Didn't really mean to. Alright, let's see what that looks like. I missed this spot. Alright, so now let's wipe out what amounts to a portion of a row here. Alright, so... Yep. And again, there's just no reason to be that close, even though they're not collidable. I don't see the point in that. So yeah, with this we should, my intention is to sort of break away from doing so much lumber. I may still use that at times, but see how much money we can make doing these fields. It should be a good chunk of change. I didn't really calculate the size of this field yet, but at least not, after it's been plowed. I'm not too worried about those things, quite honestly. It is what it is. The money we make is going to be the money we make. Knowing and predicting the yield is kind of interesting, but I don't know, not ultimately required in any stretch of the imagination. I do like using the field. If you notice, this grass will never grow. So to me, part of the benefit of this is, I don't know, it always looks scraggly. Like if you look ahead, that's just the grass texture running out into the field. The grass is, I guess, made to look a little wild, so to speak, so that it... Alright, so let's get over here. Yeah, made it look a little wild, so it looks better, I'm sure, for graphics reasons, but... See, I think we might have just hit that. If you notice, we just kind of... I am going to try to respect its boundaries, but... I'm sure if I accidentally hit it, I'm not going to get too upset either. Alright, so there's that. So now let's, I don't want to be too awful close to this road. How about we clean up some section that looks like about that. Let's turn this 90 degrees. Move this over. That's probably pretty good. Pretty good enough. And you want to get on a nice straight line. It does help make the field edge look nice. I'm sure, again, doesn't make that much difference, but unless you really are... I guess if you're doing it by hand, it'd be awful hard, but the GPS makes this usually pretty easy. And we'll have to come up here, figure out what we're going to do. And same thing when we get around this house. Not sure what we'll do with it. I'll probably just cut this corner at whatever angle kind of looks good, and doesn't run over too much stuff, I guess. I don't know if you can come back out. I've never tried to plant grass again. On this part that I field deleter thingy. What do you guys think? Does that look pretty good? Let's see what happens. Just going to try to hold a straight line right into that thing. All right, let's try another straight line. We still had to clean that up anyway, so. How about that? Yeah, we'll do it. Kind of, right? We'll take a look when we get done. The corner, 45 degrees never Fields never look quite good in my opinion. Well, that looks about, see how they get sort of jagged? There's not much you can do about that. You know, again, there's some slight graphics thing in the game that causes that kind of thing. So a little jaggedness there. So that's kind of all right. Not really hurting anything. So I like this system overall better than Farm Sim 15. It's, you know, grass I guess becomes a little bit more of a crop at that point. You know, I'm not sure that it changes a whole lot, but doesn't really change what you do overly much. Now this one, I'm going to keep this one close to where we're at. Just enough to sort of straighten up that kind of a mess right there. You know? Let's pull forward and back up. Let the tractor right itself. And away we go again. Now I noticed the map is off a little bit. I'll show you when we get done. We'll look at the you know, the overlay map, and you'll see it kind of overlaps this road a fair amount. So we got what, one more side to do after this, and I guess we have to stay away from this guy's house a little bit, huh? Yeah, see, there's still a good amount of field right there, but that's all right. I'm going to pretend like I don't own that. That's probably the kind of place you would think. See, now we're going to really debate, having changed these fields, you know, if I go to try to go to a new version, I don't know if this field will stay this size or not, or then you start getting into conflicts when the map author starts changing things in general. You may decide to put houses, places, and, you know, it all gets to be a little bit of a mess there. Yeah, we certainly don't need to be in this guy's kitchen. Alright, so let's do about like that. How's that sound? Turn there. Why not? Still kind of close, but it's all right. It'd make a little bit of a challenge when we're planting or whatever else we're doing. You know, this one I definitely want to stay off the road a bit more, and I did plow on the road. And the last time I noticed that, you know, I think I want to just run this over here, just to, you know, you can't see it under the road. I think it still might be there. Let's go right about here. Give us a little bit of space on the road. That's probably pretty good. Let's pick this up. Nice and lined up. And we should be in good shape. We'll have ourselves a massive field that's ready for planting. So we'll use the planter cultivator thingy and fertilizer. We'll take a look at the size of this field, but it's a pretty big field. It's for, especially for not having much equipment. And if you look around at the other fields on this map, you know, this is just, I don't know if I would call this maybe average, if not small. So there's a lot of fields, a lot of big fields. Wonderful. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. So here is our field 6 right there. And if you look, you know, these are all, well, 9 is probably smaller maybe, but 15 is at least this size, and 7's bigger, and 5 definitely is bigger. So I mean, this is, 8 is probably bigger. It's maybe in the same ballpark, but for this map, it's kind of almost a small field, which is a big field. Compare this field to the size of the whole town, which is definitely the way. I guess it would be similar in Canada as to America as far as the farmland goes. So if we take a look, there's our growth that we've got it plowed with our goofy little corners there, but we don't require plowing anymore. And as far as nothing is fertilized, which is a little weird. Sometimes I thought you got fertilization around the outside or something. But whatever. We've got a field going. All right, let's go park this guy up, and then we'll call it an episode. Nobody coming. And when we get done, let's turn this off, and we turn our course play thingy off. Can we get in this way? Through this up here, I think. Yeah, thought so. And so we'll have to go get let's get our seeder hooked up real quick. And that we're gonna definitely, there it is right there. Put this weight back on. And see, that's the kind of maneuver right there that having the like driving around like this when you have the head tracking is where it makes the most difference. To be honest, to be in the field, I don't know, it's certainly more immersive, but I don't know that I want to be that immersed like for 2.5 hours just sitting in the cab. For me, it's a little bit too much immersion, I guess you could say. Oh, we need to probably get some seeds in here, don't we? Yeah. So that means we need to go to the shop, which is, we're heading the right way, sort of. I think we're going to be okay with the fertilizer. I don't want to spend any more money than I have to, just so that we can, because we don't have much for loans left. We really don't want to go bankrupt necessarily either. And that seed's there, so let's see if we can't. How many of those we get? Yeah, we're gonna have to buy another thing of seeds. Or do we have one up here? That's all. It's all pelletized fertilizer. So let's come over to here. Pallets. We'll get a big one. I don't think there's no advantage to getting a big one other than it's. Yeah, so this is seeds here. So way we don't have to purchase it as often. There it is right ahead. Oh, we're filling up both. Let's back up a little bit. I have no problem with that. Oh, no, wait. No, it didn't. It switched positions. I don't like that it does that. Let's see. Yeah, see this? I would think. Isn't that the right kind of fertilizer for this? Yeah, thought so. One of them is. Or do we have liquid fertilizer amongst those? I don't know. Shit. Just get out of there. Anybody coming? I don't see anybody. All right, so there we go, guys. We are ready to plant this field. I think I might plant this one off camera. Let's talk about and switch this to, I don't know, looking at this. This thing changes so much. sunflowers we don't want to do because I don't want to get the extra harvester head. So that eliminates all this other stuff. So it really means we get canola, wheat, or barley. And, I'm not sure that any one of these is going to be better than the other, but why don't we get some wheat? If nothing else, I know eventually if we don't sell it all, we can use it for some animals. How does that sound? So let's just, before I forget, change that to wheat down there. We probably should have got some fuel. Oops. All right, well, I might worry about that off camera. So there we go. So we are ready to go. We got another field going. A lot of wood chips to do it, but all in all, not that bad. It was a different option than doing missions, and I'm not so sure how well the missions would work with how I modded this map. Changed it so the fields were purchasable, but it's something seems wonky there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye-bye.